Had a really good off season. Clyde's been slowed a little bit by some injuries, but Sante's had a great off season. I think he's carried that into spring football. He's more of a pass threat right now than I think we all anticipated, so that's good. We just got to get Clyde healthy and keep improving his game. He's got to be more of a factor, Manny, in the pass game without question.
How was the transition off of spring break back into it?
It was tough. Yeah, it was tough. Oh, you mean for the players? No, I'm just kidding. No, it was tough. We were pulling teeth a little bit. But we had a good attitude. We fought through it. It wasn't perfect, but we fought through it. So we ended up having a lot of things that we can learn from. But we just need to, we eliminated a lot of distractions. We all got back on time. We all took care of business. We all went to study hall. All made everything yesterday, and we just got to we just got to take it to the next level. You know what I'm saying, Beast? We got to come back and execute and thrive, not survive that first practice back.
Is this something you prefer, like this sort of schedule, to stretch it out like this with spring break in the middle, or?
Yeah, again, I don't believe in beating up the kids in the off season. I just don't. I believe in exposing them to football for a longer duration. I believe in not having them conflict with classes, but for 2 days a week. So that's why we go to Tuesday, Thursday schedule. Let them take care of their academics this time of year, and obviously, try to not lose anybody to injuries. Try to keep them healthy by only hitting, every other day.
Yeah. Since we're not going to talk to you on Thursday, can you talk a little bit about the scrimmage, what your, the focus is going to be, and that sort of thing?
Yeah, I mean, we have a lot of guys that haven't, caught a ball in Sun Life, so or run the ball or done those types of things. So I'm as excited as you guys to see how they do in that atmosphere. And that's one of the reasons we do it, to learn how to pack your bags, go somewhere and perform. And hopefully we'll get a great crowd, not just, high school coaches and prospects, but fans and people from the Hialeah community. That's why we're doing it. We're trying to bring it to different communities in South Florida, and hopefully we'll get a good response, and our kids will respond accordingly.
We haven't. I'm sorry. We haven't seen the best of Shayon Green yet because of the knee. What could he be? Any ceiling you see for him, or what?
No, I know he's strong. He's powerful. He's got leadership qualities. He's one of our hardest workers, and he can be that guy. I mean, no matter where I've been in my career, when you have those guys on your team now, they're invaluable. They're the same. They have a consistency about them. They have a determination about them. Those qualities now, a lot of people think are intangibles. They're very tangible on your football team.
Are pass rush skills there where you think he can become effective?
More speed or speed to power right now, and he needs to develop a little bit more repertoire, and that will come. But knock on wood, he'll continue to stay healthy, and he deserves to have success right now.
About Eduardo, my turn. Eduardo, how he's doing now. You talked about him a little before, a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
And where do you see his role?
I like him. I like Eduardo. I like him personally. He's a guy that lights up the building when he comes over. He's got a lot of energy. He brings a swagger about him. He does. He's confident. He's very consistent in the type of player he is. He's getting better. He's good in pass protection. He ended up being our short yardage back at the end of last year. He grew a lot as the season went on, and he's going to have to assume a bigger role this year, obviously, with the departure of Lamar.
There's been talk about following up on the competition between him and Mike.
Yeah.
Do you ultimately see one guy kind of emerging, or do you expect it to use both guys?
Yeah, I think Mike's having a really good spring. And it's not to say that Eduardo isn't, but Mike's had a good spring. Mike's been productive. So those guys are really competing. Dallas is getting some back there. Obviously, Maurice Higgins can give us a big package, and then Dillard and Duke coming in. So there's going to continue to be competition there.
Can you talk about the format a little bit more about the scrimmage?
I didn't do that last year, so I think that's a great question. So what we'll do is we'll start off, with 8 or 10 plays on the goal line to start it off, and it's more about segmenting and getting things on tape that we can go back and teach throughout the summer and in training camp. So we'll go goal line, then we'll go minus 25, minus 35, minus 45, short yardage, plus 45, plus 35, plus 20, and then a 2-minute. That will be that's it.
And as far as quarterbacks go, how will that be split up?
We haven't discussed it as a staff, but they'll all probably get reps with the ones.
I want to ask you about Curtis Porter. all last year, it hurt the year before you got here. Where is he at, and what does he mean? And one of your more experienced defensive linemen, if he's healthy and ready to go.
Yeah. Again, it's got to develop consistency with that, and I think staying injury-free and being in top condition will allow him to do that. Curtis, really has made so much progress for us. And he was really missed last year. He really was. He made a difference when he was in the game. We like Curtis, we really do. And he's just got to get to the point where he's consistent every day. He trusts Jethro and Mark and how they're using him. But he's a talented guy. We just got to take him to the next level in terms of his hand and hat placement, in terms of his pass rush. George, I think he's got a real chance if he just stays with the plan.
He said that he's basically moving from the nose to 3 technique. How big of the move is that?
It's not. He's playing both. He's playing both defensive tackle. Again, we call them defensive tackles, so they're interchangeable. He's probably seen more single blocks than he would at the nose, so that's why his body's probably telling him it's a lot different. But it's really not that much different.
Kelvin Kane.
Yeah.
How is he doing? Is he seeing the light more? If you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, he's doing. I think he and Chantrell are improving. I think Kelvin is kind of a hybrid for us. He's a guy that can play Sam linebacker. He can play the open side end. He can rush the passer on third down. So we're trying to give him multiple things to do, and he's responded. He's had a good attitude. He's learned, and we just got to keep building his toolbox.
Does he ever play in the middle or no?
He doesn't really play in the middle right now, Susan.
Ray Rose, the guy that you were excited about
Yeah.
now with this off-season stuff just before practice.
I think he's carried it in. I think he's done a good job. He's leading. He's practicing at a higher tempo. It's apples to oranges compared to this time last year, or even in the fall when he came back. At the tempo and intensity that he's practicing at right now.
Two more questions for Coach Golden.
When he's practicing at that level, and what can he bring you when he's playing at a high level?
I think Ray's got limitless potential if he just keeps staying with the process, being consistent, being the same guy, staying in excellent condition, and then just increasing his football knowledge. He's doing a good job, and hopefully he'll just continue to do that. Just stay with the plan. Don't jump ahead, just one day at a time.
You've talked about how Eric Flowers has impressed you. Any of the other early arrivals has made a particular impression?
Yeah, Kirby. Again, when you pose a question like that, it's just kind of like you blink and you answer. I think Kirby's doing a good job for us right now. Darius Gunter is doing a good job for us. I think the quarterbacks are doing a good job. What we're asking them to do is a lot. It's a lot. And for a lot of these guys, the first thing they do is they go through the off-season program, and that's not easy. Guys like Larry Hope and some of those other guys came in a little bit later, so they're kind of fighting through it. But they've had a good attitude. I'm impressed with the attitude of the freshman group.
And with Kirby.
Thanks, guys.